You may not have money, you may not have cars, you may not have houses or a job at this point in time. But there is something very important that nature has bequeathed to you free of charge. You have it as a result of divine providence. Whether you are sleeping, whether you are awake, whether you are hungry or you are full, this thing is there. It's your mind. Your mind is your greatest asset. Your mind is very powerful. As a matter of fact, when you make all the monies in this world, you want peace of mind because your mind is very, very important. So today, on issues of the mind, we want to shine light on this very important topic, which is your mind. Whether you think it is here or it is here, what is of utmost importance is that your mind is an asset that you may get to recognize. You are chasing money, you are chasing everything, but what about your mind? Now, there is a way your mind goes on to link up with what happens in your life. And that is why today we are discussing this important topic. My name is Dr. Shina Alade Jubelo, and I am going to be following you in this journey of attaining the best version of yourself by refining your mind. How far you can go in life is not only determined by the amount of money you have, the amount of resources, or the economic situation of the country. It is largely controlled or determined by your mind. So your mind is so important to the extent that you have to protect your mind, because out of your mind comes a lot of things that we can call the issues of life. That's why this program, is called Issues of the Mind. Now, I have not come to scare you, but I have come to empower you in this video. My goal here is to help you work on your mind. If you improve your mind, you can improve your life. We wake up every day chasing after how to make money, how to get things that we do not have. But there is something that is already at your disposal, which is your mind. Refine your mind and refine your life. There is something that we are going to be looking at, which is something that subtly messes with the mind. You may not recognize it, you may not realize it, but this thing that we want to talk about enters into the mind and disrupts it. When it disrupts your mind, it takes you off balance, and every other aspect of your life begin to suffer for it. And what is this thing? It is what I call the noise. You can look at noise from the point of what you hear, but don't forget, the ear is a gateway to the mind. That is why people can attack you. When people abuse you or insult you, it can mess with your mind. And when people start praising you, it can also elevate your mind. It can put you in a very good state of mind. So the ear, not just the ear, also the eyes, these are important gateways to the mind. But let's talk about noise. Noise in this case is not only about the ear or the eye. It's a combination of everything. I want to explain it from the point of view of different things that has entered into your mind through your ears, through your sight, through different actions and experiences. What does this do to you? What it does is that all these things begins to replay in your mind. Many of the things that you have seen, many of the things you have heard and experienced, they replay in your mind over and over and over again. This can lead to noise if not taken care of. This is not the only thing that leads to noise. So let us look at how this affects our day-to-day lives. Imagine you going to work, you mix with colleagues. Colleagues talk about work, they talk about marriage, they talk about money, they talk about their outings, they talk about where they have visited and where they are planning to visit. And all of this begin to come to your mind. You begin to analyze, should I also go on a trip? My mates are taking holidays. This is happening, that is happening. The circumstances of your family, what is going on in the economy of the country, with the economy of the country, what is going on, everywhere you find yourself, all of this begin to, get recorded in your mind and replay itself. Someone is asking already, is this a big deal? I would say yes. What noises do is that in the middle of every noise, there is always the real voice. There is a real voice, and there are other things coming that can distract you from the real voice. They are the true noise. They are the real noise. And when your mind focuses on everything, it is possible that your mind focus on the actual information, but your mind can listen to the right information, listen to all the different noises. At the end of the day, you are not able to focus on anything. You are distracted, you are disturbed, you are looking here, you are looking there. Noise can become so disruptive that it comes when you are sleeping. At times you want to sleep, you lie down on the bed, and a lot of issues begin to come. Now, when you are in bed, that's not the time to pay any bill. That's not the time to pay your child's school fees. That's not the time to fix what's going wrong at work. That's not the time to probably fix, your health challenge. That's not the time to take care of an unresolved matter with your spouse, except you are ready to discuss it right there. But do you know that noise can mess with your sleep? You lie down on the bed trying to get your sleep, but your head is working 360 degrees, replaying all the noises that have entered into your mind. Issues of the mind. Noise can also affect you when you are working. I want to tell you, do you know there are many people that get to work? You are on record, you have been at work for 9 hours, but you have actually worked or been productive for just 3 hours. What's going on with some people is that all the different noises are playing and playing and playing all over again. You sit down, you want to work on something, and all the issues that you've had in different places are coming to your mind. You lose 10 minutes, you wake up and realize, I was working on something. You are trying to read a piece of document. You have only read one paragraph, but you have been lost in thought for 10 minutes. You come back, you cannot remember what you read. You have to start all over again. I see you. Someone is saying, yes, that is exactly my story. Do you know that there are students that they cannot even focus at school? They cannot study and remember anything. Probably due to what is happening at home. Daddy and mommy are always fighting. Daddy does not come home early. Whenever he comes home, there is no peace at home. Daddy always says there is no money. Daddy's work has problem. Mommy is always crying. Mommy is lying to daddy. There is a man that always comes. Everything is going through the mind of that child, and that child is not able to focus on his or her studies. Issues of the mind. If you don't take control of your mind, you are going to be living as if you are not living. If you don't take control of your mind, you can never be the best version of yourself. If you don't learn to focus on what is important, but rather focus on the noise, you are going nowhere. Just imagine how you can change your life. Imagine every time you pick up a book to read, you are able to kill other distractions in your mind and focus on the book you are reading. It means you can read more books. Imagine you are a student and the book you are actually reading are related to your course of study, and you can now read, understand, and be a better student. Your self-esteem grows because now you perform better in your academics. Wow, that would be wonderful. Imagine you are that employee working in an organization and you are able to kill every distraction. Before everyone else understands, you are the first person to understand. You are able to figure out solutions quickly. You are able to complete your tasks quickly. Before every other person completes 1 or 2 tasks, you have done 5. You become a multiplier. Your output doubles, triples, because you are now in total control of your mind. Imagine you are able to finish your work quickly because you are now able to focus, and every other thing that you have to do, because you are able to finish your work in time, you are able to spend your time on other productive things that will help your growth as a person. Wow, what an ideal and perfect work. You become the best employer, you will become the best manager, you will become more dependable, your self-esteem will grow, and you become more result oriented. You begin to achieve more. This is I'm very sure that you would love to be in this position. But the issues of life and the noises of life are messing up with our minds. If you have been going through this, it is not late to take control of your life. It is not late to take control of your mind. So how do you take control of your mind? I'm sure that is the question that some of you have right now. That yes, I know all what you have said. This is my problem. This is what I've been battling with. Indeed, how to take control of this? I don't think you need to see a doctor before you can take control of your mind. I think it is simpler than you think it is. It starts with little steps and new habits, lifestyle changes that transforms you into this better person. And what are the changes? Number 1, you have to recognize that your heart, your mind is important. It's an important asset that you have, and you have to take control of it. So, what is the implication of that? You have to filter what goes into your mind. Don't listen to anything that will pollute your mind. Anything that will pollute your mind, you have to avoid it. Movies that will pollute your mind, news that will pollute your mind, anything that will not lead to your mental growth, run away from them. They are just going to contribute to noise. Young people, especially, you are at an age where you should focus on how to grow. If you are focusing on sex, you are polluting your mind. It is going to mess up with your mind. Because sexual energy is one of the greatest human energy. When your mind begins to think about sex, it drains your energy. There are many people who are young adults, they are yet to marry, but even at work, their mind is focused on sex. What this does to you is that it is like a tsunami. It takes over your mind, and your mind begins to roll in this loop, and you begin to look for how to satisfy this quest of your mind in whichever way. Filter. Learn how to filter. That's number 1. Number 2, it's still part of filtering. Begin to train your mind to focus on one thing at a time. Tell yourself the truth. You cannot do 2-3 things at a time. No, you cannot. A computer can multitask, but I want to tell you, before a computer can multitask, it must have more than one processor. When a computer has 4 processors, a computer can dump different processes on different processors. Otherwise, one task has to wait and the next work completes up to a point, and the other one resumes and work up to a point. So you realize that the truth of the matter is that you can only do one thing at a time. So you have to recognize this and respect it. Some people recognize this and they say, and so what? Some people have normalized the fact that their mind is always wandering, doing a lot of things at the same time. But tell yourself the truth. Let me tell you something. You can deceive every other person, even though it's not a good thing. I'm not advising you to be deceptive. But you must never deceive yourself, except you don't have the desire to be a better person, except you don't want to grow, except you are satisfied with where you are currently. if you want to grow, if you want to attain greatness, you have to tell yourself the truth. Since you have been thinking about 20 things, 10 things at a time, have you been able to accomplish everything simultaneously? If you are like me, I think the answer is no. You need to focus on one thing at a time. Singularity of purpose. Focus on one thing at a time. If you are in a meeting, be in that meeting. If you are in a class, be in that class. If you are working, let your mind be present at the work. If you are in a conversation with your spouse, be in that conversation. Don't be having a discussion with your spouse, but your mind is thinking about 9 other things, and you cannot have a meaningful conversation. This is one of the things impacting marriages. When there's a communication breakdown in marriage, the marriage is heading for destruction. Many people out there have replaced their spouses with their friends because they cannot have a meaningful conversation with that person. The person's mind is all over the place. The person is not always present in that conversation. But you cannot do this if you don't train your mind. For 10 years, for 20 years, for 30, 40 years, you have been in this state of mind. So today is the day that you have to take charge of your mind and take charge of your life. How do you do that? When you wake up in the morning, before you touch anything, before you talk to anybody, close your eyes. Refuse to think about anything from last night. Be grateful to God for giving you the opportunity. Another chance at life. Focus on God and what God has done for you. Stay focused on that opportunity for the next few minutes. Since we start coming to your mind, lock them off and stay focused on gratitude to God. God will be happy that you are showing gratitude, but you are gaining one more thing. You are learning how to focus on one thing at a time. The more you do this, build on that, and for the whole of the day, for the rest of the day, focus on anything that you are doing at a point in time. See, your resolve will be tested. Other issues of life will still come. Despite this thing that you are practicing, other issues of life will still come. But when they come, refuse to give them time and focus on what you are doing presently. You will take charge of your life. Things will get better. You will grow. And then, at a point, you will look back and be grateful that you took charge of your life. Till we meet again on Issues of the Mind. My name is Dr. Shina Aladejubela. Subscribe, like, and share. Spread the news, not the hate. Thank you very much.